what's up, y'all? Welcome back. This is Sugar and Spice, where we talk about all things life and answer all your questions about what's going on.
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
In your personal lives, the Black community, pop culture, and world news. I am Robin.
And I'm Chelsea.
And let's get right into it.
So,
yes.
sis,
yes.
who is bringing the sugar and who is bringing the spice?
Well, we already know sis today.
the listeners don't.
Well, they about to find out. Sis today is bringing the sugar. I'm just putting it on you.
So I've been placed with sugar.
She's been placed with sugar because
is there a reason behind I'm automatically getting sugar?
Oh, the reason.
Oh.
I think the people
for our
want to
audio
know.
listeners only, she's doing all the hand movements, okay? She's doing all the hand movements.
Yes. The reason is because this week is my friend's birthday. Woo!
Yes. Chelsea has celebrated another birthday.
Yes, the big 3-3. How you feeling?
You know, it was a good birthday. It was a good birthday. All I did, well, we can get back to that in a minute.
Okay. Well, that's why she's sugar.
That's why I'm sugar, apparently.
And by default, I'm spice. And I'm fine
I don't know
with
how
that.
much sugar I'm going to bring to the episode today, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try my best.
Yeah.
But, so, she just said it's my birthday weekend. Your girl is 33 now. Mm-hmm. That's grown.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the club.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you are 33.
I am.
Oh,
It don't feel no different.
No, it doesn't. But it was a good birthday. I kept it fairly simple. All I did was go to the beauty shop in the morning.
On your actual birthday?
Mm-hmm. Got my hair redone. Hung out with my family. My sister-in-law took me to lunch, hung out with the parents, and the kids came over. We had cake and ice cream, and then I went to the Wale concert.
Nice.
So that was my birthday.
How was the concert?
The concert was cool. I do wish that Wale had a longer set. I don't think his set was long enough, and I think there were some moments where he kind of got distracted with other things, so where he got distracted could have been more songs. So, but overall,
was it just him,
cool.
Or did he have any
He
openings?
did have an opening act. Don't ask me what the opening act name was, because I don't know. The DJ was cool though. The DJ he had it rocking.
Okay.
But I do wish Wale's set was a little longer, because there's a lot of songs that he could have done that he didn't do. And I mean, he's been in the game for, I think, like 9 or 10 years now. So I get it kind of gets a little hard trying to pick your song selection. But there were songs I was like, I know he's going to do this song, and he didn't do that song. And I was like he didn't do Pretty Girls.
Oh.
Yeah. That was one he didn't do. There are some songs on the new album that he didn't do that are really good. So I was like, I don't know. Yeah. But overall, it was good. And then the weekend before, I went to New York, experienced snow. It snowed while I was in New York.
Like a full.
Oh, it snowed.
Snow.
It was that Saturday. It snowed.
All right.
We were out and about in the snow.
It was your first time experiencing that kind of snow?
I mean, it wasn't like a whole lot of snow, but it snowed. I mean, it stuck to the ground. So we're walking around in it, maneuvering through the city. Like, it didn't stop us from doing nothing.
Yeah.
And
it shouldn't.
It was, I will say that I had been to New York before in the cold, but the first time that I went, it wasn't as cold as what I just experienced. Like, this cold this time was brutal. Like, it was, when we touched down, I think it was like 26 degrees. And the wind chill, that wind was atrocious. So it made it feel like it was 15, 16 degrees outside. And when we left to come back home, going to the airport, I think the temperature was 22 degrees. So when I got back in the DFW and saw the temperature was like 50 something degrees, I didn't need a coat. Like, that felt like spring to me, considering what I had just experienced. So I was like, oh, it's 50 something degrees. I can handle that. Just experiencing 20 degree weather. So, but past couple of weekends have been cool. So what about you?
I got nothing.
Nothing?
No, it's just been a very typical standard week. The only thing I've really been doing is like just watching TV. Oh. I've been catching up on some shows and I don't know if you've seen it, but Tyler Perry's new movie.
No, I haven't seen it. I'm really not interested in.
Yeah, it's been a lot of talk about it in
I've seen clips of
social
people
media.
noticing things that are like such glitches and all that,
and
whatever.
It's just so many things that can be said
but
about
I guess
this movie.
I did read that it was shot in 5 days, so that's probably.
Oh yeah,
why.
it felt that way.
Oh wow. I mean.
It felt that way.
When I saw the preview for it, I was like, "Oh, another movie that shows a black woman struggling, like this struggle of I'm good on it. No, thank you."
And it's funny because at the time that I turned it on, I had no idea that it was a Tyler Perry film. I had heard nothing about it. I hadn't seen any previews. It just popped up on Netflix, and I was in here just kind of straightening up. And I said, "Well, I just turned it on as background noise or whatever." And I was looking at it. I was like, "Why does this movie look?" Oh, why does it look like this? Like this looked like half, kind of bootleg.
Oh wow, it looked that bad.
It just had a certain look to it,
Okay.
and then as the movie started to progress, and I started to see like some of the actors and actresses that were in the movie, I was like, wait a minute,
It's a Tyler Perry movie.
It's got to be a Tyler Perry movie. It has to be a Tyler Perry movie. And lo and behold, it was a Tyler Perry movie, and at that moment, it answered every question that I had about why the film was the way it was.
Good, or was it just the typical Tyler Perry movies that we always see? Because I mean, just the preview, like I said, showed a black woman in the struggle of, and I'm good on that.
I wouldn't say it was good.
Okay.
It's a typical Tyler Perry movie. I wouldn't say it was good. I don't know that I would say it was bad, but I would probably lean more towards bad than I would towards good.
Okay. Well, I have no intentions of watching it. So.
Or unless you want to just like pick it apart like everybody else is doing. Like
I'm good.
The wigs, the clothes, acting.
I did see a clip
script.
where they was like how her hair changed in the same scene.
Yes, and then why put that terrible wig on Macabre Brooks? Like, you don't have to make the brother look like that. He don't need a wig in the first place.
I haven't seen that. So.
Oh God, child. But it's pretty typical. So that's pretty much all I've been up to. Just kind of catching up on TV and watching random movies here and there. But
yeah, I haven't had much time to really like dive into TV, but I have been trying to hang on to Power. And I just want to say that the show sucks. A show that used to be so good. It used to really, really, really be good. But this final season,
it's just been bad.
It's horrible. I was actually watching today's episode before coming over here to record. And I still have about maybe 5-10 minutes left on the episode. And I'm just like, what is this? Like, they just throwing stuff together and... I'm just outdone. It's one more episode left. I'm gonna go ahead and watch it because I just want to see. I want to see who actually is the one that killed Ghost.
Oh, they still had. We still don't know.
We don't know.
Okay.
So that's really why, because I've been watching it so long, and I know it's the final season. Let me go ahead and just finish it out, but. Truth be told, I know they're doing a spinoff. They don't need to. I don't even know what it would be about, but they don't need to do it.
Was this supposed to be a prequel? I think
the spinoff. I believe so. They don't need to do it. I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the newest season of Power. And the more I hear about it, it makes me like
you're not missing anything.
But I still feel like kind of like you. Like I kind of have to
watch
see how.
I'm ready for Snowfall to come back.
I haven't finished Snowfall.
What?
Me and my mom, that's a show we watched together, and we're like 3 episodes behind. Well, we're way behind now, but we have 3 episodes left, and we were gonna try to catch up. Like, cause my weekends have just been so busy, we hadn't been able to watch all our shows. So we were gonna try to watch it yesterday. But when I went to find it, they had taken it off of like on demand. So, but she has it actually recorded. So the next time I go over there, we're gonna finish it.
I need
out.
you to get caught up so you can be ready for season 4 whenever it comes on. And just speaking of TV, did you see that Insecure will be back in April?
Yes, I did.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
I really like the little sneak peek trailer that we got of her doing her epic mirror raps. I can't wait to see what season 4 brings.
Yeah, so I'm ready for that.
I should have been on season 4.
And let's see, another show, Watchmen. Have you watched that?
No, I've heard it was good, but I know that they're not
Doing
moving
another
forward with it.
Yeah, I think that was like the plan from the beginning to only do one season.
Oh, okay.
It was made for one season, and that's all the creator or writer wanted to do. They had a vision, and they just wanted to instead of like dragging it out like some shows do. Okay. But yeah, it was good. So I would put that one on your list. It's not what I don't know what I expected. I don't know anything about Watchmen.
I will say that Watchmen, the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie was trash.
Oh, I think, yeah, my husband had watched the movie and he was like, yeah, no, they're not.
No, that movie is bad. Like, that movie, I have jokes about that movie with the person I saw it with. And when they listen to this episode, they're going to know who they are and all the things we say about this movie. So bad that as a gag gift, I gave that person
a
DVD, the Watchmen DVD, which they say is still in the plastic.
Yeah, still wrapped up. I haven't seen the movie, so I think that probably would have, if I had seen it, may have made me be biased towards it, the show, or not want to watch it, I guess, maybe. But I'm glad we watched it. It was good.
Yeah, movie's trash.
I'm going to say me and my husband were having a hard time watching it and still being in good graces with white people.
Oh, wow.
Because it was like, watching that show just makes you not like white people.
Oh.
Even the good ones. It's just like...
Oh, wow. Okay. Just put it out there.
It's like, okay.
It was rough.
Yeah,
you had to get that out.
Yes.
Let it out.
It was rough, man. It's like,
Oh, I did see, we ain't talking about nothing serious right now. I did see Bad Boys 3.
Oh, how do you rate it? I heard they're doing another one, so it must have done good, at least at the box office.
Another one coming, just how it ended. So there will be a fourth one. It was better than what I expected it to be.
Okay.
So it wasn't terrible.
Okay.
I laughed. It was some funny things that took place in the movie. Some things that was like, I know it was one part of the movie that I was not ready for to happen. I was like, whoa, like kind of threw everybody in the theater off guard. But it wasn't bad. It was not a bad movie.
But
I won't say but. Okay. It wasn't a bad movie. It was really better than what I expected it to be.
Okay, well that's good to hear.
I mean, if you don't have nothing to do, I won't say just go rush to the theater.
I plan to go watch it. That's always been on my list. I want to support them regardless. Whether they got good reviews, bad reviews, it was always my intention to go see it.
You're not going to leave the theater mad that you saw it.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to feel like it was a waste of your time watching it. So it was funny. Like, it was funny. It was some sad parts.
Mm-hmm.
And
do you think they should do a 4 or should they just leave it at 3?
Well, the way that it ended, it'll be interesting to see how they make the fourth one into a 2-hour movie. Mm-hmm. But I will say after the fourth one, they don't need to do no more.
I just get nervous when they keep trying to stretch it out because it's like I feel like it can only be good for so long before it just kind of starts.
Before it gets just stupid.
Yeah, but I don't know. You watch a lot of Fast and Furious. Did those ever go down?
I stopped watching after Paul Walker died.
Oh, I thought you kept watching.
No.
Okay.
I watched up to, I believe Paul Walker died when they were filming 7. Mm-hmm. And because he didn't finish 7. I watched that one, and then after that, I let it go. So, but I mean, even then,
it was kind of
it's like okay, now we coming out of cars, out of airplanes, and we driving from on top of buildings to be like, it just got the action part of it is good, storylines be good, but then it's just some stuff that is just so ridiculous. It's like okay, like we're just getting out of hand. We just making up stuff now, but. Yeah, so I haven't seen any Fast and Furious since 7. Okay. Yeah. R.I.P. to Paul Walker. Now that we're talking about him.
Yeah.
And since we're on the R.I.P., I don't even know. I don't even think I can fix my mouth to say this.
Yeah.
But we do have to address it, to speak on it. We're going to give our melanin spotlight to Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
Today we learned just as the rest of the world has learned, that he passed away in a helicopter crash, with one of those other people being his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna.
Yeah.
When I got the news, I really couldn't believe it. I still don't believe it. It's been hard for me to process it and to focus on anything else. Like trying to even put forth this episode right now, my mind is thinking about Kobe Bryant, Gianna, his wife, Vanessa, the rest of their other 3 daughters, his family, his friends, and we don't know who the other passengers are, but their families.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of basketball. I've shared that. So just as a fan of the sport, whether you liked Kobe Bryant or not, it was one of those relationships. As a fan, you either loved him or hated him, but you had to respect him because what he brought to the game, what he did on the court was amazing, but also the things that he did off the court. And it really breaks my heart to have gotten this news today and just knowing that his daughter was with him. I really can't imagine what his wife, Vanessa, is experiencing right now, to lose your spouse and your daughter, your 13-year-old daughter at the same time.
Yeah.
So my heart goes out to Kobe's family, his wife, his 3 other daughters, his friends, the fans around the world. I send my condolences. And everybody is in my prayers.
Yeah.
I just thank you, Kobe, for what you've done for the game of basketball and for your community efforts, just everything that you did, everything that you were about. And to his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, I just anytime I saw clips and pictures and videos of them 2 together, you can see that he adored and loved his daughter and that she loved and adored her father. And that's supposed to be little Mambacita.
Yeah.
She's supposed to carry the
legacy.
Basketball legacy in the family. And, with him having 4 girls, there was is he going to have a son? Who's going to keep the basketball tradition going in the family? But she was.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything else to say, but
yeah, I'm speechless too. Y'all won't hear this until Thursday, but we record on Sunday, so we're just now hearing the news today, and I've just been in shock. I've just been speechless. I've been stunned, just kind of sitting am I in a dream? It doesn't feel real.
It's tragic. It's very, very tragic. And for a lot of us, we've kind of, the nature of it reminds us of when we got the news when Aaliyah passed away. Yeah. When she died in the plane crash. Yeah. And everybody on that flight died with her. So it's just tragic to wake up not, you really don't know when your last moments are going to be. So it's really my mind is just kind of all over the place trying to process this and just trying to feel what his wife is going through right now. Because, how do you grieve two people at one time and she's still going to have to be a mother to her 3
other kids
that are left.
Yeah.
So
I just send my condolences to the family as well. And I also just want to say, for the media and people on social media to just try to be more responsible, with your reporting.
Yes.
Because there has been a lot of reports. I know this is all new and everybody wants to be the first to break the story or wants to have the exclusive and to get information out there. But it's been a lot of misinformation going around of other people being placed on the helicopter who who just weren't there.
Right.
Period. And they're having to come out and say, no, I'm fine. I'm not this. And that's just a lot of stress that you're putting on people's a lot of fear on people's families. brains and their minds, and they trying to be focused on something else.
Yeah.
And it's just too much going on, and it's not necessary.
It's really not
Especially
necessary.
with the professional media outlets. It's like you can't have major news stations reporting one thing
this
and then have
inaccurate information.
Like, do your job, do your due diligence before you report.
And if they don't have the information right
You
now,
don't
then they don't have
it.
the information
just
now.
wait, because to me it's just disrespectful.
It is disrespectful.
To
It's
everybody.
confusing. You're putting out information that is not accurate
and worrying
then-
people.
Right.
And
I mean, just one, hearing that people died in a helicopter crash is tragic. Then you report that Kobe Bryant is on the plane. On the helicopter, and we're stunned.
Yeah.
And now everybody want to know who are the other people, but we can't just be placing people
there
on the helicopter.
It's been all kinds of
Let's
crazy
wait
reports.
for the information, but they have confirmed that his 13-year-old daughter was on that helicopter, and
and my heart just goes up for everybody.
I'm heartbroken. Like, I really, really am stunned. I'm shocked. I'm hurt. Like,
yeah.
I just don't even have anything else to say beyond just, I'm hurt. It's just hard to process. Kobe's 41.
Yeah.
That's
He's
young.
Young.
That is very, very young. And just him and LeBron, he's just congratulated LeBron this weekend for passing him. And today we're reporting that he has passed away.
And is no longer with us.
It's
crazy.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Sorry, y'all. We just need a minute. We just need a minute.
Yeah. It's hard to come off of something like that and try to transition to something else.
But we have to.
We have to.
So, how do we want to bring this to our listeners today, this main topic? No, seriously, because I think it's gonna be interesting and fun to kind of go back and forth on our thoughts about this topic. But today,
should we start off with INDEPENDENT? Do you know what that means?
Hey, as we trying to twerk and record at the same time. Or we could hit them with Destiny's Children.
Wait. I want to say ladies, but it's women, right?
I think.
I'm a woman who independent. Throw your hands up at me.
Yeah. Okay. So with that said, we are posing the question today.
Yes.
Is the independent woman killing relationships? Okay. All right. So I want to go ahead and ask you, Robin, to describe the independent woman. So before we can say that yes or no, if the independent woman is killing relationships, I feel that we first have to define what that even means.
Yeah. Okay. Independent woman, I kind of have trouble with putting a definition around this because I feel like all of us, like everybody's independent. I feel like men are independent, women are independent. It's basically just people, man or woman, doing for yourself, being able to support yourself, not really being dependent on anybody else, like take care of your basic needs, I would just say. You're gainfully employed, you're able to pay your bills, you're able to do whatever it is you want to do. You depend on nobody. Whether somebody is here or not here, you got yourself covered. You're not out there struggling. I guess you can be independent and struggling too.
I think you can be independent and struggling.
And then also just having your own sense of identity and kind of knowing what you want.
That's more yourself. The route I was gonna take with independent. I would say like knowing who you are
and
like,
know what you want. Yeah,
standing firm in your identity, and not really wavering on that for any situation or anybody. That's kind of what I think
of
when I
when you're
think
independent.
when I think independent woman or just independent period, whether you're a man or a woman. But since we are specifically talking about women today, that's kind of where my definition would fall under, alongside, I guess, you know, having your own place, taking care of your basic needs or whatever.
Yeah.
But
should we give like what the definition of independent is, just from a dictionary standpoint?
Go ahead.
Hold on, let me pull it up. Let's see. How fast is
how fast can she go? How fast can she go? Hey.
Okay, that didn't work.
Okay, well.
Hold on. It's coming, y'all. Okay, so independent, according to the internet.
Okay, what's the source though? Not just the internet.
Dictionary.
Okay, there we go. Webster's Dictionary or just dictionary? Okay.
Just dictionary. It says free from outside control, not depending on another's authority.
There you go.
And then the other, number 2, is not depending on another for livelihood or subsistence.
Okay.
All right. And similar is like self-sufficient, self-supporting, self-sustaining, self-reliant. Yeah. Free thinking and individualistic.
Yeah. Free thinking. Free. I would definitely go with free. So when we say, well, I guess I can go ahead and pose a question to you then. Do you feel that an independent woman is killing relationships?
No. I don't think the fact that a woman is independent has any bearing on whether a relationship.
I think there are other
factors for why relationships don't happen or fail or whatever.
Correct.
But I don't think a woman's independence has anything to do with that.
I don't think so either. So
people may use that.
Yeah, I say no. The independent woman is not killing relationships, but we are going to explore other reasons why we think that relationships are not thriving.
Yeah. Now I will say, an independent woman can be a reason that a relationship doesn't work, but it's not the fact that she's independent that's the cause of that. So yeah. So let's just start with the beginning in independence. Do you think men, from a man's standpoint, do you think that they are intimidated by independent women?
I think they are.
Oh.
I've actually had a few guys tell me that I am intimidating.
Okay. Did they tell you why? Why they felt like you were intimidating to them?
Those guys really didn't go into much detail about why they felt that way. I have asked like other men in my life to kind of explain why a man would say that to me, and nobody can really like gauge it. I really think it just kind of boiled down to me knowing what I'm looking for or knowing what I want and not settling for it, and kind of just really being firm in what it is that I want. So if I'm like, I want a relationship, I'm not letting up on the fact that I want a relationship. So if you don't fit into that category for me, move right along and not settling, I think. But if the reasoning has revolved around me having my own place or me traveling or me, whatever you think I have that makes you think I'm intimidating, that's stupid to me.
Yeah.
So, but I've gotten that. Oh, yeah, you're intimidating. How? Like, how am I intimidating? Because I don't think I have an intimidating personality.
Yeah.
I don't think I throw around the things that I have or the things that people or society deem as successful. I don't really throw that around in people's faces. So, and truth be told, if you ask me, I don't want to say I downplay the stuff that I have, but I'm like, if you think that I got it going on right now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
I know.
You have not seen anything yet. I'm like, y'all are raving about this.
I'm just getting started,
I'm just getting started. Like, what? You intimidated by this a little bit? Oh, well, if this is intimidating for you, then
Yeah.
You don't even want to see what I got coming or what's
Yeah.
unfolding and unraveling for me, but I've gotten that. So, and anytime I see it, I'm like, why though? Is it just because I know what I'm looking for? But that could be intimidating for people, I guess. Because you can't really, what's the word? You can't finesse somebody to kind of conform to
what you want them to be
yeah.
if they're already sure about
If they're
what
sure about who they are, what they want, and are not willing to let up on it.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of maybe that's where the barrier has come in from for the guys that have told me that I was intimidating.
Okay. For me, do I think men are intimidated by independent women? This may be kind of harsh.
Okay.
But I'm going to say no. I don't think men are intimidated. I think cowards are. And I don't, that's why I say it's kind of harsh because I don't really want to call the guys like a coward. But I feel like if a man is like sure of himself,
absolutely,
then anything that a woman has should not make him intimidated. Like you have to be strong within yourself. And if you're not a strong man, do I even really want you?
Come on.
Like come in my direction? Because then what can you do for me anyway? If you can't be strong in who you are, you can't be strong in us.
And really, truth be told, if I'm doing something that you aren't doing,
right,
that should just be like a motivator. Or because I mean, just I might be doing something you aren't doing, but you could very well be doing something I'm not doing or that I'm trying to get to. So and if
there's a give and take,
we could be a force together,
right?
But anyway,
we may have different strengths, but that doesn't mean like together we can't be like that. That power couple. So, I don't know, man. But I don't think there's any reason to be intimidated.
I don't think there's a reason to be intimidated by a woman that knows what she wants, what she's looking for,
and can do it for herself.
If she has money, if she's stewarding what she has well.
Because why wouldn't you want that?
Exactly.
Why would you?
Why would you not want someone that is trying to do the things they want to do?
It takes the burden off of you. Because on the other end, if a guy ends up with a woman that's too needy or who is unsure or they feel like they have to support or they have to keep pushing, then that becomes a problem. And on another side, because you're like, well, she's not motivated, she's not this, she's not that, and then that becomes a whole nother thing that you're complaining about. So it's like, why wouldn't you want the independent woman who can just do those things for herself,
right? And
you don't have to worry about whether she got it or she got you at a time when you're not at your best, or
and vice versa, because she's not going to be at her best all the time either. Like there are going to be times and periods in our lives where we're going to fall off track a little bit, or it may not seem like things are coming together the way that we want them to come together, and that's where your significant other comes in and steps up to the plate, and vice versa. I really don't understand the whole intimidating concept.
Or do you just feel like, or do you think that maybe guys see a woman who has it all together in all aspects of her life and then feels like, well, maybe there's no room for him, like he doesn't have anything else to add, so like, well, what can I bring to the table if she already
if only you knew. Do not let that whole superwoman act and a woman, she got her own apartment or her own house. Listen, it's a whole lot you can do.
More that you can do.
Just the support.
Yeah.
The emotional support, the motivational support, like really that emotional connection. Nothing else that I have will top that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and just being a partner with somebody, like even just in my situation, having a husband and having a child, like having somebody around to help with the raising of our kid, like it's like, come on now, that can't be, I can't exchange that for anything.
Exactly.
So it's like,
I don't have that yet. I desire to have that,
but just even things on a date, like little small stuff, like I can't open a jar of pickles. Man, I need you to open this jar of pickles for me.
That's the thing, though. Like, real talk. Car maintenance.
Yes.
Like, not just to be so, like...
Yeah, not to reduce it down to, like, little small trivial things, but yeah.
Those little things that your mind is not really thinking about, like, no. There's so many things that I need you for. that I don't want to do.
There's another thing that we probably shouldn't talk about because we have like parents.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna keep that.
But me and y'all are good for that.
Oh wow, she is bringing the comedy today.
Oh man.
Yeah, we're gonna next. Okay, so are men the problem, or do women lean on their independence as an excuse to not need a man?
What do you think?
I'm asking you.
I'm asking you.
I'm going to say,
I think it's a little bit of both.
That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say men can be the problem, and I'm going to also say that women can be the problem on this independence thing as well. Men, if you're not strong in who you are, anybody that has what you feel is more than you, or they have it together more than you do, that's gonna mess with your ego. That's going to mess with your insecurities or trigger your insecurities that you have within yourself. But then on the flip side, for a woman, if you are kind of like, for me, I don't have to say I'm independent.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing that around. Half the time,
it's just who you are.
Half the time, I don't even want to be independent.
Right.
Right? Like, listen, the independent thing, like, that's great. But there are moments where I'm like, man, do I got to keep having to do this by myself? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So women that are kind of like leaning on it and just throwing it in your face that they're independent, like, I got this job. I got my own house. I got this car. I got this, and that, and other. I don't need a man. I have a problem with that. 'Cause you can be happily single without like throwing your independence around and all that. 'Cause I feel like that kind of thing kind of is tied to other deeply rooted issues to kind of cause you to kind of lean in. Like, you're leaning in on your independence as the cover as to why, you know, not needing a man or not wanting a man or not thriving in romantic relationships. There is other underlying issues that I think are really the main issue behind this whole independent thing. But that's just my perspective. Yeah,
I agree. I actually agree. I believe that both men and women are the problem, depending on around what issues of independence we're talking about. Like you already said, like the men not being strong and just being overly concerned about what the woman has and not focusing so much on what they can do to help the situation falls on the men. But then I also feel like the women who, I don't need a man, like you already said, or we kind of both said, to me that's irritating. Like,
it is irritating.
You're creating a problem for yourself that doesn't need to be there. And even if you don't need a man, you still want one. So, like, what's wrong with having somebody come in and help you? Like, why wouldn't you want assistance? Why wouldn't you want companionship? Like, a relationship has nothing to do with need. It should be, a relationship is something you want, not that you just need.
Should really complement your life.
Exactly.
It should be in addition to. Like, it really should be in addition to.
Great. Good for you. You don't need a man to do this. You don't need that. That's great. You do. That's great. That's all fine and dandy. But like you said, that's you being able to do it for yourself is not the issue itself. You have some other problems. That's, I don't know, maybe you've been with a guy who wasn't able to do anything for you at all and you feel some kind of way, or they did everything and you feel like they were controlling in some sense. And now you feel like, well, I can't trust a man to do that because if I lean on him too much, then I'm like indebted to him. Or
it's just, I think it really comes down to past relationship issues, heartbreak, being cheated on,
or seeing those things in your history, like with your parents or your grandparents or anybody that you're around.
That's just, generation that's being passed down from generation to generation. Really, men and women not really fully knowing how to coexist with each other. in communication, in everything. Because, you know, we teach men that they shouldn't tap into their emotions, but they really should.
Yeah, they need to.
They really should. And
because you have to be in touch with your emotions in order to be in touch with mine, I feel like. So.
And then we're calling women too emotional. So you have too emotional, and then you have not emotional
at all.
And the two don't know how to come together and coexist. Like, though the man needs to be in touch with his emotions as well.
Yeah, so, agreed.
And then what else? I just kind of lost my train of thought on my other underlying issue that I was going to explore. Maybe it'll come back to me in a minute, but I definitely don't like when women are, I don't need a man, I don't need a man, I don't need a man. If you have to say that, there's an issue. There's a really issue. There's a reason you're boasting that. There's a reason that
why are you leading with that?
Like that you're saying that. Again,
it usually comes from her.
You can be in a season where you are just focusing on you.
Yeah.
Like where
that's completely different.
Yeah. That is totally different from just like, I'm independent, I don't need a man. You can really be in a season where you are content and happy with not being attached to a guy in a relationship or marriage or whatever, and just really be in that season living your life.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, if you have a man, that does not make a woman less independent because she has a man or a husband. Like, that is the worst thing for me.
I can kind of speak to that. Well, a little bit because I'm older now. But when I was younger, say when I was in college kind of going through those years, and what I envisioned like for my life, I always felt like I'm independent. And I do not want to get into a relationship because I feel like if I get into a relationship, it's going to stop me from being able to continue on this independent route. Like, I won't be able to pursue my passions and careers at the same level as I would as if I was single and didn't have any of those responsibilities, like to care for somebody else. And I'm like, that's completely false. Like, what sense does that even make? Yeah. If you're with somebody who's like for you, they should help, they should compliment you and help you. Y'all can do it together, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And in my mind, I always feel like I had like a fear of commitment because I feel like the commitment to somebody else is going to take away my commitment to my other things that I wanted to do, and I wouldn't be as successful. And that was something that I used to use like as a crutch or as a reason to kind of pull away from people if things would start to develop into something more serious. But
look, I'm learning new things about my co-host, okay? Because this I didn't know.
Yeah, like even when I started dating him, if it wasn't for his persistence, we wouldn't be together. Because I was so focused on like, I really do not want to be in a relationship. Like, this is what I just want to focus on me and my independent. I'm this independent woman. I want to do this. And if I get with you, you're going to screw all that up. Well, look where the hell I am now.
Fast forward.
We married for, I'm about to say 11 years, but no. Married for 6 years, together for 11. Have a 3-year-old child. And I'm still able to pursue my passions with his support.
The right person.
Yeah, with the right person, with his support.
Now, if you with the wrong somebody,
then that's a whole different story. But I feel like the fears I had about that have been, proven wrong. Mm-hmm. So just for anybody else who may be struggling with, well, I need my independence or I won't be able to excel and do the things I want to do. That's not really how life works out. Because even if your motivation shouldn't come from like who you're with or who you're not with. It just should come from yourself in general. And if you end up with a person who doesn't help you with that, then it's probably not the right person.
Amen.
So
couldn't have said that better myself.
That's just my little tidbit on it.
Do you feel like traditional gender roles play a part in this independence thing, like past traditional gender roles versus how things are starting to change?
I mean, I think it can a little bit like from the male perspective where they feel like they may not want a girl who is doing too much because they feel like, well, a man's role is to be the provider. A man's role is to do this.
You're still providing.
Yeah. A man's role is to do all this. And a woman's role is to just like be at home and like take care of home, take care of me, take care of that. And then when things start kind of getting out of balance where a woman is able to
have a career,
do the same or do more, surpasses you financially, then you kind of you have a blow to your ego and you have some kind of insecurities there because in your mind, I'm supposed to be the provider. Like, how is she like the one able to do all this? So I can kind of see gender roles being an issue. In that sense, I could see that being a problem.
Yeah, that's really the only thing I can kind of think of too with that. Everything else, I mean,
and also
people,
like from the female perspective, with her being independent, if she has those same kind of gender roles in mind where the guy's supposed to be the provider and she is supposed to, be the one taking care of the home. If she's elevated herself to where she is the provider, she may look down on her guy if he's not.
Some women
at the same level.
Yeah.
So I think that
I think that concept in your mind can kind of.
It can kind of play with you a little bit where you're like happy that you're where you are, but then you're wondering why your guy isn't at the same level. And you're like, well, now I'm taking care of him.
I will say this, and this is something that I think maybe a few years ago, I found myself asking this, and then I had to kind of rebuke it because it was like, okay, I'm doing all these things with my life or trying to do all these things for my life. And if I keep doing certain things by myself, is that going to, especially because I've already been told that I'm intimidating or that I have intimidated some men. I was like, are all the other added things that I'm going to experience or have by the time the right guy comes into my, or I won't even say the right guy, just going through the dating process.
Yeah.
Like how many more guys are going to be intimidated by what they think I have or what they feel is intimidating about me. That's something I've thought about before, and it was just like, it doesn't matter because ultimately whoever is for me is going to be
the right
for
guy
me.
isn't going to be
so
intimidated.
The right guy is not going to be intimidated by whatever it is
or even
that I'm
if
doing.
He is, he'll snap out of it and still make the moves he needs to make to approach you and talk to you and get to know you and realize, well, she's more than just the things that she has and has been able to accomplish, and she can bring other value to me. So
that is something I thought about, just have heard that I'm intimidating to guys. So yeah.
So with the whole gender roles thing, and since the times have changed so much, I wonder why why it would still be an issue now, because it's 2020. Like, we're all about the independent one. That's all we hear about, women's empowerment, women's independence. So why is that still an issue? Why do you think?
Because we haven't let go of the things that we have
been
embedded in us for so long. Like, just think about it, you're trying to change a bad habit that you've had for however long
your
in your
entire
life.
Yeah.
You are connected to that thing. I don't want to say it's become who you are, because you can make changes at any point in your life. But when you have been doing something a certain way for so long, it's hard to break that cycle and switch your mindset and get a new perspective. And I think that that's why it's still a up and down battle for people in society when it comes to this whole independent woman thing.
Yeah.
So, like, what role does independence play in a relationship?
No role.
And should it even have any bearing?
No, it shouldn't. I feel like a relationship is all about, I don't even want to say being dependent on each other, but it kind of is. Like, I don't think there's room for independence in a relationship. Well, I don't want to say no room for independence, because like you all have to be you're
still an
individual people, but that has nothing to do with your relationship together. I don't really know how to express it anymore, than that. What do you think? Maybe you say something that'll spark something.
It should not have a defining role in a relationship. I think it comes down to the two people that are dating each other, and the types of things that you're discussing with each other, how you want your relationship to look, how your personalities and your characteristics blend in with the other person. And I mean, all this stuff is going to come up, and like your personality is going to be discussed, you know, in your relationship, like your flaws of your personality, your strengths of your personality, your triggers, like how do you respond to things, like what are the root causes of these things. So these are discussions that should be had, but as far as just like the whole sense of independence, like I really don't think that should play a part in a relationship. Yes, you have two complete different individuals coming together to be in a relationship, and you still are to have like your own sense of self. Who you are, your sense of self, but it shouldn't be overbearing to the fact that I gotta be like, I really don't need you, or you don't need me, or something like that. Like that's, to me, is when the issues start really arising. And we kind of touched based on this a little earlier in the episode, but is the independent act a mask to other problems or deeply rooted issues? I say yes.
Yeah, I say yes. Like you said, we kind of already touched on that. It's like whether it comes from hurt, whether it comes from past, you know, things from your past, from witnessing things, just being a part of, like you said, the generational norms and routines. It comes from something. And it's definitely a mask that you use, because you being able to do for yourself is not the reason that your relationship isn't working, or that you're having problems finding a relationship, or that you're blocking people out and not allowing them in. There are some other things going on that's preventing you from
that. And that most of that could stem from, like you said, past hurts, being heartbroken, failed relationships.
Fear. For me, it was fear of failure.
Fear of failure, fear of commitment, not really having examples of what healthy relationships look like, and lack of trust. Like lack of trust is probably a big reason why many of us put up a wall.
Yeah.
Because, well, we've already been disappointed thus far, and the older you get, if you're still single, you've obviously have had your share of experiences, so you start to become a little bit more guarded and jaded, and sometimes you don't even realize it. And that could be the reason why
you're just projecting all those other things,
your relationship experiences are not necessarily working out. So the independent woman in and of itself is not killing relationships. It's all these other deeply rooted issues that are killing relationships. You don't know how to communicate.
Right.
You don't know how to express your emotions. You don't understand who you are. You don't know your flaws. You don't know what causes you to think the way that you think. You don't trust nobody.
I was about to say, you don't trust. Yeah.
You have a fear of commitment. You're selfish.
So many things.
Yeah, like there is so many, like, I want to ask this. Do you think a woman can be too career minded?
That's how I was. So yeah, it can be a detriment. And sometimes if you're too career minded and you're only putting energy into that and not into like a relationship, your relationship isn't going to work, because there has to be balance.
And I say the same for men.
Yeah. Like,
if you're too career minded, you're giving all your attention to your career, that you're not opening yourself or making yourself available for relationships. And I'm not just speaking romantically. I'm speaking your family relationships, your friendships. Because any type of relationship that you have needs nurturing. And a relationship can't nurture itself. It takes the individuals in the relationship to both nurture it, for it to stay healthy, for it to grow over time. So yeah, being too career minded can definitely be detrimental to a relationship. If you're in a relationship, and it could probably prevent you from being in one if you're not in one.
But how do you get somebody to snap out of that? Because a lot of people's careers are extremely important to them. So it's like, how do you find that balance? Especially sometimes, even with career minded, just the work you do may force you away from the home, you know.
And I think that that's, again, where I hope they don't mind me using them as an example, but
you don't have to say their names.
Yeah, I have a friend who has a husband who's in the music industry. How they make it work, they make it work.
Yeah.
Like because of what he does, it does require him to travel a lot.
Yeah.
But there are times where, he'll have those periods of time in which he's not traveling, so he's home. And then there are times where she will travel with him so they can still have their time together and balance that time. So I think in situations like that, it's not going to be easy, but I do think that if you are if you've chosen the right person, that ultimately, although you may not know all the time how it's going to come together, how you're going to make your relationship work, where you're going to find the time to spend with each other and build up your relationship and nurture it, I think that if you are with the right person and you have those two willing parties and individuals that are willing to do what it takes to make the relationship work and thrive, regardless of what your career is, then it'll work. But you have to be...
Do you think that requires a level of well, I guess it is like sacrifice on both ends because see, this is where it becomes kind of tricky because one person is sacrificing for their career, because this is like their dream. And then you have the other person that feels like they may be sacrificing like their love, their relationship because it's not necessarily their dream, but they're not getting.
And I think that this too also comes to if you are truly with the right person and you have God in your relationship.
Yeah, that's where it starts.
Because let's say if God paired me with someone that travels a lot, I feel like although I won't always know in the moment how we're going to make this work, but he's equipped me and him to make it work with the tools to make it work. So as long as we are seeking him first, keeping him in the center of our relationship, and
amen.
We're keeping God in the center of our relationship. We're keeping our hearts open to hear what it is he's telling us to do. Yeah. Then it's going to work. We're putting in the work to do it. You know what I'm saying? So there may be times where I may have to make a little bit more of a sacrifice than he does in a particular season. And then the next season, it may be him having to make a little bit more of the sacrifice because maybe my career has been elevated to a certain level or I'm having a baby. Yeah. So now, my finances are in shambles. I don't want to say in shambles, but I'm on maternity leave. So I'm not getting the full paycheck or whatever. So it's a balance. Yeah. It's just, but it all really at the end of the day. Now, if you just with the wrong somebody, I can't help you.
The first problem, the answer to that is just let go of that person. You can't be with the wrong somebody.
If you are with the wrong somebody, it's not going to work.
Yeah, it ain't working.
But if you are truly with the right person that God has called you to be with, it can work. But God is not going to do all the work for you.
Right, you have to
do the work, but you also have to seek him so he can give you the directions and the guidance that you need to make your relationship work.
Yeah, I just heard the choir in the background and the drums and
listen. I be out here preaching. Husband, I don't know where you at, but I got you.
I'm sure you done found one by the end of that speech, girl. Somebody gonna be in the DMs.
Oh my God. But no, I mean, I'm just saying, just we have this skewed vision of what independence is, what relationships are, what marriages are, and there needs to be a complete rewrite of all of these things. And a lot of the things that we were taught as kids, women or girls being raised one way, boys being raised another way. When we get to these adult years, it's chaotic because we've been taught
two different things
on opposite sides of the spectrum, and we don't know how to
bring it all together
and coexist. So that's really the bottom line of this. Is there are other reasons why relationships don't work. It's not just someone being independent.
Okay, period. So just to wrap it up. Is independent women killing relationships?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay. All right. Well, do you want to do? We are at an hour, so
we can do it real quick. Okay. I think we can go ahead and do it real quick.
Okay, so we're going to transition to our sugar and spice advice. If you guys have any questions that you want us to answer on the show, you can send us your questions to thesugarthespice@gmail.com or just leave us a message on social media of any of our platforms. So the one for today is, should I quit my job? I'm in my early 20s. I just graduated from college and I've started my first job, and I hate it. I'm struggling to perform. I'm not particularly inspired by what I do, and I'm already
half the universe.
Yeah, and I'm already looking for ways out. I've applied to do a master's starting later this year. However, I have a dilemma. As part of my job, I'm required to do a training course that takes up a lot of time each week, which combined with my work schedule will leave me no time to do crucial prep for my master's when I start it next week. It's also pointless. At least that's how it feels. Okay, whatever. Since she plans to leave her job before, it's too much. I'm also struggling to do my jobs within the time limit my bosses have set me. Work constantly overruns, etc. Well, examples tonight when she's resigning herself to 4 hours of sleep because she has to stay up to complete a project, blah, 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 blah. She's always tired and sleep deprived and miserable. Anyway. Okay. Unfortunately, she doesn't have another job to go to. So if she leaves, she's probably going to have to work at a gas station, basically, or a grocery store and move back in with her parents. And she feels like they'll be upset. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, please forgive my co-host for this.
Basically, it's going to be hard when she starts training. What should she do? She's also had a formal warning from her boss threatening in a nice way that unless she improves on her work, they're going to fire her. Problem is, she doesn't know if she can really improve, especially within the time frame that they want her to do it. So there's a good chance that she'll get pushed even if she decides to stay on. So should she stay with her job or should she just quit?
Well, I wish she would have provided. Like, she's struggling with trying to determine if she should stay on her job or not stay on her job. Mm-hmm. I wish she would have provided a little insight of what direction she's trying to. Like she said, this is not her passion. She's not inspired by what she does. So what are you inspired to do? Mm-hmm. And are you working towards that?
Yeah. Is this job going to help you in any way to get there? Or
like, if it's a job that's going to help you get there, then I would say keep it and try to. Improvements don't happen overnight, but there are things that you can do daily to work towards progressing and work towards improving your performance. I don't want to say just make a sudden decision. I think you need to sit and think about, like, and really weigh your options. If your parents would allow you to move back home, I'm an advocate for that. I don't care what anybody says about that. I don't know how old you are.
Early 20s.
Oh, you ain't. Did she say she was in her? Yeah, she did say she was in her early 20s. Go home if you can. Regardless if you stay on this job or not, I think it's financially smart if you have parents that will allow you to come back home and save up some money and really trying to figure out this whole life thing, because early 20s is rough. Yeah. It's rough. So my advice would be to really just weigh your options. I don't want to say automatically quit because I don't know what else you're trying to work on. Yeah. So I really can't provide you that full advice, but and as far as grad school, if grad school and pursuing your master's is really something you truly want to do.
She's doing it.
She says, I've applied to do a master's starting later this year.
Oh, okay.
So if that's really something you want to do it. Like, do not let your current job or your current job status deter you from that. And that's just me speaking from personal experience, as I am currently pursuing my master's and close to graduating. You're going to question everything about school. Like, you're going to be like, is this really worth it? How is this going to help me in the future? And truth be told, you don't know. But if it's in your heart to do it and it's truly a passion, it's just like a burning fire within you to pursue your master's, go for it, because it is going to pay off at some point in time for you. Mm-hmm. What would be your advice to her?
My advice is a little bit different than yours, only because she's so young, like in her early 20s, and it's probably not the best advice, but just being older and thinking about what I went through when I was in my early 20s, I would say if you're not happy with the job and you don't, and it's true that you don't really see a future there, it's not going to really benefit you in any way, I would quit.
I did quit a job at 22.
Yeah, I quit several jobs when I was younger.
But there was also a consequence for me that came with that. I was unemployed for like 6 months.
Yeah, I was unemployed too, and I was happier unemployed than I was. But at the same token, I also had supportive parents who allowed me to be at home and figure out what it was I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Now, in today's day and age, if she's really wanting to like pursue her master's and this job is going to create like a conflict for her, she's already not happy, and then it's adding additional stress. Plus the job is making her do some other class. It's going to interfere with like her master's program or the prep work that she's trying to do for her master's. There are other things she can do in today's time to make money. There's Uber, there's Uber Eats, there's like all these different things that you can create your own schedule.
I used DoorDash yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm so shamed.
You can make money in other ways to kind of, so you're not just completely out there without a job. And you can still start like a job search. If you're not ready to quit, just look around and see what else that you can
what's
do.
Out there.
There's a lot of places that'll work with you, like with your school stuff. So.
I remember quitting my job at 22. I was only there. I was a temp to hire, and I was close to making it the 90 days, but I was like, I hated going to work every day. I was just like, and for me, it wasn't, I think it was kind of a sudden decision that I made. I was like, I don't have to do this. And like, my mindset was, I live at home with my parents. I don't have to do this. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to find something else at a later time, or I'm just going to find something else. Did I know that it was going to lead to me being unemployed for 6 months and then putting me in a job at that time that I wasn't going to like?
But you didn't like the one you were at either.
I didn't like the one I was at. And then the one that I ended up getting was the first thing I could find. And I was like, at this point, I just need a job. And the first day, I was like, I'm going to quit this job too. Yep. But I was like, I was just unemployed for 6 months, so I have to stick it out. And I was there for 2 years before I left there to be with the company that I'm at now, going on 8 years this in a couple months. Yeah. So it's a journey.
It's very much a journey.
There's really no right or wrong answer to
this. Just say follow your gut instinct, and I say follow your heart too. Like, I feel like she's so young. Like, there's plenty of time to find another job. And that's, like I said, it's probably not the best advice, but like my first job, well, I don't even remember if it was my first job, but I had a job out of college. I hated it. I quit right after training. I had other jobs in college. Just like, I don't like this job, I'm quitting. It's just like, whatever. But I was always able to find something else, whether it was right away or a little bit of time. But I still had the support, and I was always searching for something. Yeah. It's not like I just got.
Don't be a bum.
Yeah, don't be a bum.
But it doesn't sound like
she's pursuing higher education. So I mean, you just kind of have to. What's more important to you? If you're gonna be stressed out and it's really not going to benefit you at all to stay in this job, I say maybe keep your options open and see what else you can do. If money is an issue, like I said, there are other things, other avenues.
I do wish I knew what she wanted to pursue a little bit, so I could be like, because if it was something I was familiar with, I could be like, oh, you could do this, and you could do that. But since I don't know what she's trying to do, but either way, just meditate on it, think about it, pray on it, and whatever decision you make, rock with that decision. I mean, when I quit that job at 22, I had no shame about quitting.
I had zero shame.
I went to work that day and I was like, yep, I'm good. I remember something tricky, like they pissed me off so bad at work that day, and I was like, I don't have to do this. Like, I'm not, like, this is not my plan for my life.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to be working at that particular job, doing this particular position No.
Yep.
So if I'm not going to be doing this 5 years from now, why am I going to continue doing this right now? That was my mindset.
That was mine. Was just
I did have consequences of that, but
yeah.
But I also had very supportive parents that allowed me to figure it out.
Yeah. You just got to think about the long run. I mean, whatever decision you make right now, it's kind of like a short-term decision, I feel like. But how is it going to impact you down the line? Because that's really what's going to matter. So, but yeah, I say just pray about it and go with your gut instinct. Whatever your gut is telling you, trust in that and believe in that.
Yep.
All right. So that wraps up our sugar and spice advice for the week.
It does.
And we're moving on to our everything nice.
So I was going to share something completely different, as you can see in our notes.
Yeah.
But because of today's events with Kobe Bryant passing away, it's really kind of made me change what I wanted to say originally. I think I'll save this one for the next episode. But I am going to just say, tell the people in your life that you love them. Like, whatever issues and problems and shortcomings that you have within your relationships with people, like, it's really not worth any of it, because you really do not know when it's your last day or when it's their last day, and life is just too short to be anything but have joy and peace and love. So my everything nice is just to love on the people around you, like just love on them, and that's that. Just love on them.
Okay. Well, in the spirit of loving on people, my everything nice is...
Okay. She done stood up. She's not in front of the camera no more. I don't know what she's doing. I have no idea what's happening. She's in the closet. Okay. Oh, my God.
My everything nice.
Oh, my God.
Dang, y'all.
Oh, my goodness. So my co-host has a birthday crown. She just gave me a birthday crown and a birthday sash. Oh my God. And cupcakes.
We got the cupcakes coming out, y'all.
Oh my goodness.
What you want, chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla. Oh my gosh.
So y'all, we gotta hit her with the
happy
birthday to you.
Okay. She is so serious. Like, are y'all seeing this right now? Oh my God. They can't see you in the camera.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to
Oh my goodness, y'all. She is so serious right now.
So you gotta make a wish.
Okay. I don't have to share my wish, do I?
No, you don't have to share it. Yay!
It made my wish come true.
It made that wish come true. That is my everything nice. Happy birthday, friend.
Thank you so much. She is so extra, y'all. I guess I'm gonna have to take a picture with my stash and my crown and my cupcakes. But thank you. I appreciate it. Well, that's it.
Is it.
Is this episode 8?
It's episode 8.
Oh my God. Episode 8?
Episode 8.
So we have 4 episodes left?
Yeah. And that'll conclude.
Before we wrap up our first season?
Yeah.
I'm stunned. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But y'all know how we like to close it out.
Hey. It's the podcast life.
It's the podcast life. It's the podcast life. With sugar and spice. Toodles.